Shut up and sit down.
Hello, welcome to Patenting Today, where we look at the top 3 inventions. Today, we're exploring Microsoft and all they do with intelligent assistants. Let's jump into number 1. Introducing privacy awareness for personal assistant communications. I think this patent is really cool because it looks beyond just a one-size-fits-all experience with your digital virtual assistants, and it has them more aware to privacy concerns based on its context and on the content that it's going to convey. I'll show you some embodiments here that'll really start to explain what I'm talking about. So you can imagine in this scenario, there's a room of people, and someone asks, computer assistant, what is my next event on my schedule? Because of the particular people in this room, its answer is modified. Bob, you have an event at 3 p.m. This is different than if he was by himself, and it included details like in your office to discuss next year's budget. So this patent, part of the novelty is defining a privacy context of which content within this information might be personal data that it should censor, and it deduces the privacy context of the environment based on things like microphones or cameras or even just cellular devices create signals that the system can pick up on and know, oh, it's Bob and Joe in the room. Here's another example, has him getting a response where the information is being sent to his phone, so nothing is even being told audibly. So again, I really like this moving beyond just one size fits all and really looking at a system that has this new communication monitoring, builds these user profiles, and really can identify who the users are in this space. So all of these things come together for a pretty nifty experience. Number 2, we're gonna move on to now more of a touchy-feely relationship with our technology. Introducing empathetic personal virtual digital assistant. I love these kind of patents. I get excited about some of the newest technology driving this idea. I'm going to set the context by jumping into the background a little bit. Here, Microsoft recognizes that personal virtual assistants are becoming a part of everyday life, but they tend to be robotic, impersonal, sometimes insensitive. So we get insight into the trajectory Microsoft sees for personal virtual assistants, where they want to move beyond question and answer type engagements, more into back and forth mimicking a human assistant. And therefore, the novelty of this patent is about showing empathy during engagement. And there's utter beauty in the simplicity of this. For the user towards the system, there's a lot of input that it's taking to build its understanding of that user's state. The tone, the language, facial expressions, even context. The output that it's putting out as a result, it's augmenting its speed, tone, the language it uses to communicate, visual colors, animations, and all of this is with the goal of improving the user's mood to an optimal state. You guys, that's really cool. Your digital assistant could take you from feeling like this to feeling like this. I'm not saying I want it to do that, I just like knowing it can. Anyways, as you would expect, it leverages the microphone, camera, wearables, and sensors. It goes through cognitive AI services, all of this signal processing, machine learning models. It takes you to prediction of the emotional state, and therefore augmenting the current conversational state. Kudos, Microsoft. I really like it. Number 3. We've seen it time and time again.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
So with this patent, Microsoft's on a mission. Introducing selectively alerting users of real objects in a virtual environment. Let's jump right in. I'm going to start with this first image, and I want to imagine you're in a future world where you use virtual reality, and now you have this new user interface. It says, choose an object. You can see it recognizes specific people, your own body, importantly, highlighted here, walls. And once you choose that object, you can specify when you would want it to show up. and we'll talk about what that means in a second. So here we have distance related measurements, or on command, or some sort of kind of motion elements here. And then you also can choose how you want it to be displayed. So you're in the virtual world, but it's making you aware of things in the physical world. And in this case, maybe you want it as a pass-through video versus a skeleton avatar versus a cartoon avatar. I'm telling you, there's no lack of creativity at Microsoft. And then you get to choose a transparency level. So all of that could end up with you having user settings like this. So whenever my family is around, show them as an avatar with transparency 5. All right, here are the embodiments that start to help you understand. In the physical world, this is what the person sees. In their virtual world, this is what they see because they have the setting that a specific person would show up. It's not obstructing the virtual environment that they're in, but it's bringing awareness discriminatively. Or maybe they had another preference for how that person would render in their virtual environment. And then we're back to what I think this pattern is really about: walls. You get a sense of the room so that you can be safer understanding where you are in proximity to physical objects, but you still get to stay immersed in the world that you're trying to be in. When we look at this system diagram, you're either getting information about the environment from the sensors or information from the user, like show me my family members, and that results in this scene analysis component to follow the logic that you provided, and therefore it will alter the presentation of your environment.
Wow.
So that's it. Leave a like or subscribe, and I'll see you next time.